becoming a part of your dream, a part of your imagination, that another world is possible. So thank you once again that we become a part of your dream and a part of this imagination of world from New Delhi until Geneva next year, October 6th. Let me read out the recommendations of the Udaipur Declaration, where we discussed in the last 4 days so-called declarations of Udaipur. We have seven recommendations. The first one, we endorse the land rights charter of demands of the farmers and the supporters in India that was presented by Social Movement of India. Second, to all parties, support people-centered and gender-just and land governance where farmers, local community and indigenous people, pastoralists, women and youth have access, control, ownership, management, land and nature resources. B, review the development agenda promoted by CDIP and BRI that do not align with the Sustainable Development Goals, particularly the roadmap to the social justice. Third, to the governments of Asia, promote national policies oriented to the protections of people's land rights, the recognition of divergent system, the land rights of the local communities, and we call a stronger law enforcement to stop the criminalizations to the land right defenders, and we call on governments to fully enforce the International Declaration on the Rights of Indigenous People that protect local communities and indigenous people land rights. Fourth, to intergovernmental organizations in Asia, we encourage ASEAN and CAARC to actively encourage the best practice of people-based land governance in Asia and promote human rights protections and land defenders in the region. Fifth, to the parties of the United Nations Framework Convention on Climate Change, we applaud that indigenous people and local communities have been recognized in the climate negotiation under UNFCCC, and the upcoming conference in Chile, COP25, should uphold civil society space and encourage discussion on climate justice together with the farmers, local communities, rather than promoting failed solutions. C, farmers and local communities in the region need to build a joint caucus to encourage the representation of the global climate dialogues and to ensure that their voices to be heard. Number 6, to encourage regional Paris unit that we have to hand in hand to fight against inequality, poverty, to strive to a better Asia and to a just and peaceful world. Number 7, we support Jai Jagat 2020 Global Peace Campaign as we express solidarity to voice land and human rights in the defenders in the world. The year-long Jai Jagat March will start in New Delhi from 2 October 2019 and end in Geneva, Switzerland on 2 October 2020. Thank you very much. This is the recommendation of the Udaipur Declaration that we discussed in the last 4 days. And now we are 54 civil society organizations from grassroots organizations from 13 countries in Asia would like to also deliver message to you. Therefore, I would like to invite the representative to come forward to give 2-3 minutes solidarity message to all of us here. First, Mike Taylor is the director of ILC, will representing ILC. The second one, we invite Dewi Sutejo, representing Indonesia. We invite, please come forward. Dewi. Come, Chet Charya from Cambodia. Ruskana from Sri Lanka. Lan Despacio from Philippines. Darmadit from Thailand. David Rubio from Ecuador. Anas Bona from Slovenia. Kulnara from Kyrgyzstan. Samo bin Jinabai from Bangladesh. Hijawa from Mongolia. Gopal from Nepal. And Dinesh wants to make Kyler, please.
Dear friends from Jai Jagat, we are very, very honored and privileged to be here with you to share this amazing event that we've been working together with Jill, with Raj Gopal Bhai, with Ramesh, with Anish for some years now. We are very excited to be here. Thank you for welcoming us to Delhi. We represent 260 organizations around the world. Our members are based in 78 countries, and our members represent smallholder farmers, they represent indigenous peoples, they represent landless peoples, they represent women's organizations, they represent pastoralists, Dalits, Adivasis. They also represent community mobilizers, researchers, and United Nations agencies around the world. But first, a little bit of history. Those of us that don't come from India know we learned in school about your most famous son, Mahatma Gandhi. We learned that on the 12th of March 1930, Gandhi set off on his famous 240-mile march to peacefully protest the salt tax. Am I correct? Yeah. Yes. And his aim, as we were taught in school, was to bring attention to and to challenge a clear injustice. It was an injustice rooted in the colonial domination of India. Gandhi and his fellow marchers were successful. Their march gained worldwide attention, and historians tell us it was a step in the movement for independence, which arrived to India 17 years later. But what I found interesting as I read about the Salt March was that its greatest success was not just the worldwide attention it received. It was that it inspired people. 3 decades later, Martin Luther King wrote of how Gandhi's Salt March had motivated his efforts to challenge injustice with love in the civil rights movement in America. But the march did not only inspire famous leaders, it inspired ordinary people. Let me quote Nehru, what he said about the Salt March. He said, "The real importance of the Salt March lay in the effect it had on our own people. It gave them self-respect and self-reliance. They acted courageously and did not submit so easily to unjust oppression. It was a remarkable transformation." As we meet today on the 150th anniversary of Gandhi's birth, the power of mass mobilization continues to inspire us as members of IOC. We are proud of our member Ekta Parishad, who has carried on this tradition of mass mobilization and perhaps mass transformation to confront injustice today. Many other IOC members have also successfully marched as a weapon of peaceful protest, and some of them are here today on the stage and sitting on the seats there. The world has just seen the largest climate strike ever. This last month, 6 million people around the world went and marched in the streets of their capital cities to demand attention of the world leaders. I want you to clap for the people who led that march. It was not adults, it was not people my age, it was children and it was young people that led them out onto the streets. This has never happened before. This is historic. And I think today, as we launch another historic march, something else that has never happened before, a march from India to Geneva, and to be joined by marchers all over the world, let us think with the young leaders of today, the leaders of tomorrow, that as we wake up to the common crises we face, we do have a chance to bring about real transformation. We as ILC members came together because we believe that access to and control over land, water, forests, rangelands, by the women, the men and the communities that live on them, is fundamental to creating a more just, peaceful and equitable society. Our members call this people-centered land governance. And it's clear that the power of peaceful mass mobilization, such as is championed by our member Ekta Parishat, is one of the essential ingredients by which our common struggle against greed, against apathy, and against injustice will be won. Over the next year, our members will march with you. They will march as smallholder farmers. They will march as indigenous peoples. They will march as landless people. They will march as Adivasis and Dalits, as women, as men, as young people, as citizens, and as members of the International Land Coalition. As we begin Jai Jagat 2020, we remember Mahatma Gandhi's words: the earth, the air, the land, and the water are not an inheritance from our forefathers, but they are on loan from our children. So we have to hand them over to them, at least as it was handed over to us. This is the real spirit of the Sustainable Development Goals, and this is why we are marching together. Jai Jagat.
Jai Jagat.
So we will hear now from, will you introduce each member?
Okay, I think
साथियों मैंने जो बहुत महत्वपूर्ण बातें कही बहुत संक्षेप में मैं बता देता हूँ। साथियों, उन्होंने कहा कि ये बहुत महत्वपूर्ण वर्ष है जब हम महात्मा गांधी के 150 बरस मना रहे हैं। उनके जीवन का जो पूरा संदेश है, उस संदेश को लेकर जो आप यात्रा करने जा रहे हैं, हमें विश्वास है कि एक स्वाभिमान की लड़ाई है, एक स्वायत्तता की लड़ाई है, एक स्वावलंबन की लड़ाई है, और गांधी जी के जो संदेश को लेकर आप आगे बढ़ रहे हैं जिनेवा की तरफ, हम उसमें आपके साथ हैं। उन्होंने कहा साथियों, इस बरस पहली बार ऐसा इतिहास में हुआ कि 60 लाख लोग, पूरी दुनिया में 60 लाख लोगों ने एक साथ मिलकर, खास करके जो जलवायु परिवर्तन है और उसके जो परिणाम को जो भुगत रहे हैं, उसके प्रति लोगों को सचेत करने के लिए, सरकारों को सचेत करने के लिए सड़क पे आए। और सबसे महत्वपूर्ण बात है कि ये 60 लाख लोग बच्चे और युवा थे। तो एक बार जोरदार ताली होनी चाहिए उपस्थित हुए जो आंदोलन को नेतृत्व करने के लिए आ रहे हैं। वो कहते हैं कि इतिहास में इससे पहले इतनी महत्वपूर्ण घटना नहीं हुई है। साथियों, उन्होंने कहा कि एक दूसरी बहुत बड़ी एक यात्रा होने वाली है, और वो खुद कहते हैं कि हमें लगता है कि शायद एक दूसरा एक बहुत बड़ा अभियान शुरू होगा, जो जय जगत के अभियान के रूप में जो है वो सामने आ रहा है, जब पूरे समाज में खास करके सबसे वंचितों के साथ काम करने वाले लोग मिलकर 10,000 किलोमीटर की यात्रा करेंगे, पैदल चलेंगे। वो कहते हैं कि इस शांति का जितना भी आंदोलन दुनिया भर में चल रहा है, उसमें मैं एकता परिषद को एक अग्रणी संगठन के रूप में मानता हूँ। एकता परिषद एक अग्रणी संगठन है शांति आंदोलनों को लेकर काम करने वाला, और ILC के वो तमाम लोग जो खास करके समाज के सबसे वंचितों के साथ निचले स्तर पे काम करते हैं, गाँव के स्तर पे काम करते हैं, वो आपके साथ कदम से कदम मिला के पैदल चलने के लिए तैयार है। धन्यवाद।
thank you very much, Ji. Now we welcome solidarity message from Asia to Jai Jagat. First, we would like to ask Kulnara representing Kyrgyzstan.
Good day. I would like to say some greetings of peace from ILC member Kyrgyzstan. We are in support and stability in the spirit of this movement. We are in one with the dream of the poor people to have their land. We wish you good luck, and we hope that the aspiration of the people will be achieved through this peaceful dialogue. Thank you very much.
Now we have Anna Zbona from Slovenia.
Hi friends. This morning I wrote in my diary that I felt full of warmth and positive energy, and that was because of the amazing people from the International Land Coalition that I spent the last few days with. And here with all of you, I feel this even more. You're all a real inspiration. In my work, I track attacks on social leaders, on land defenders by businesses and governments that are ignoring people, treating them like their homes don't matter. And it makes me angry and it makes me sad that thousands of defenders have been attacked physically and in courts just for protecting their homes, animals, families, and lives. But today, you all give me hope. I didn't know all the words to Jai Jagat song, but I can feel them in my heart. In Europe, where I come from, I think many have forgotten the Jai Jagat song. But you do have many allies. You have the Defend Defenders Coalition, you have Defenders in Development Coalition, you have the FUCA Coalition. You have so many people that believe in what you do, and we will join you, and I will do all I can in Europe to bring people together to march with you. Jai Jagat.
Mr. Urwal from Nepal.
Jai Jagat.
Jai Jagat.
Jai Jagat.
Jai Jagat.
Jai Jagat.
Jai Jagat.
Namaste and Jai Jagat. I am from CSRC Nepal. CSRC is a member of ILC. CSRC is working for obtaining the rights of landless people who are exploited by the landlords and different sectors and in different grounds and levels. I sincerely convey the warm regards from Mr. Jagat Basnet, who started land rights movement in different parts of Nepal. He has made his strong commitment that he is joining in long march to Geneva. As a president of CSRC, I wholeheartedly support and be togetherness to make grand success of Jai Jagat 2020 on the move for justice and peace, which is going to be held from Delhi, India to Geneva, Switzerland. Last but not least, I wish all the best for achieving the goal and mission of movement of Ekata Parishad. I strongly commit for the solidarity march to Geneva, Switzerland, and I respect and naman karna chahata hu to the pioneer of land rights movement in worldwide. Indeed, thank you from CSRC Nepal. Thank you.
Now Mr. Dharmadeep from EIPP Thailand. Please.
as we have been saying, Jai Jagat. I am representing Asia Indigenous Peoples Faith. It's based in Chiang Mai, one of the cities in Thailand. We are a human rights organization, and we have 48 member organizations from 14 Asian countries. We are human rights organizations. At this moment, I would like to congratulate the member organizations, Ekta Parishad, for envisioning such a ambitious march that will culminate in Geneva. Our wish is with you, and we will stand in solidarity with you. Our organization, EAPP, will be always with you. Thank you.
Now to Mongolia, Mr. Hijaba.
Namaste. Jai Jagat. Jai Jagat. Jai Jagat. Jai Jagat. Yeah, I'm from Mongolia. An organization, the Environment Development Association, JASI. We are part of Jai Jagat because the rights of many pastoralist communities not recognized in many governments around the world. We are part of Jai Jagat because Mongolian government this year proposing the International Year of Rangelands Pastoralists, which will national governments, foreign national government recognize rights of vulnerable heritage living in many different parts of the world. That's why we are part of Jai Jagat. After I return my country, we will inform Mongolian government, Mongolian people, and our people in Central Asia to be part of Jai Jagat, to be part of global march for peace and justice, which will be organized by Ekta Pradesh. And thank you very much for Ekta Pradesh for your effort. We wish all the success for this global march. Thank you very much. Jai Jagat.
Now our sister from Indonesia, Miss Dewi Sutejo.
Jai Jagat! Okay, this is because it's spirit. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Namaste. I am Dewi, come from Indonesia, Southeast Asia. We came from different places across the world as a family, ILC family. I am and my friend from Indonesia here to support you all for again the discrimination and violence. As Gandhi once said, correct me if I'm wrong, be the change you want to see. We all gather for a reason. I believe one particular reason is to change this world into the better world. Without discrimination and without violence. A dream you dream alone is only a dream, but we dream together is reality. We here, 2,000 of us, will make the reality. We need to walk together, fly together. We need to struggle together. So, thank you for having us in here. It's such an honor. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Now I'm going to Cambodia, Miss Ted Charya.
Jai Jagat. Dear friend, I am Chet Charya. I am from Cambodia. Today, when I attend this very great Hanoi event that made me to remind more than 20 years ago, when I was young, I also be part of peace march for Mayatra in Cambodia between 2019, 17 or 18 that I was young. So, and today I am honored to be part of the Jai Jagat activity. So as we are all living in in society, we face different challenges in our life. We come to participate in Jai Jagat. We want to see that society provide justice and peace for all, especially for the poor. Sustainable Development Goal has mentioned about various key points, especially eradication of the poor and no one left behind. Therefore, all citizens as human beings need to actively to make sure all challenges will be brought to the policy level and needs must be responded by state and the world with accountable and responsiveness. Dear friend, I am very happy to be solidarity with you. Jai Jagat.
Thank you. Now, Filipino. Lan Despacio.
Isang mapagpalaya, mapayapa at maalat na pagbati sa ating lahat na narito sa India para sa kampanya ng Jai Jagat. A peaceful, warm, and liberating greetings to all of our marchers at Jai Jagat campaign. Greetings of solidarity from the Philippines. My name is Lance. I am a young advocate for land rights. And I believe in the principles and the values that we espouse here in the Jai Jagat campaign. 33 years ago, the previous generation of Filipinos were able to overthrow the dictator Marcos from government through active nonviolence. But 33 years after the nonviolent overthrow of Marcos, we are now seeing the regression of democratic and human rights within our country in the Philippines. Under the present government, there have been various abuses done against farmers, indigenous peoples, fisherfolk, and rural peoples. Globally, we are facing a climate crisis. Within a few decades, the effects of climate change will be soon irreversible if we do not act now. And so in these dark times, we appreciate the hope that we all bring when we come together in solidarity. The hope that arises when people of different cultures, of different backgrounds, of different countries come together in solidarity and in the belief of active nonviolence. And so with that, we stand in solidarity with the marchers in Jai Jagat, us from the Philippines and us from the International Land Coalition. We stand with you in campaigning for more victories for our people. So victory to the farmers, victory to the indigenous peoples, victory to the fisherfolk, victory to the landless, victory to the workers, victory to women, and victory to youth. Maraming salamat po.
Now we have Sri Lankan friend, Mr. Ruskhana.
Thank you so much. I'm standing here today as a citizen of Sri Lanka and also staff member of International Land Coalition. I'm very proud of what I'm doing. If you ask me why am I proud of what I'm doing, because I believe in social justice. And this reflects very much the ethos of Jai Jagat. So I'm here to declare my support as a citizen of Sri Lanka and also a staff member of International Land Coalition for Jai Jagat. And my support reflects the struggle of people who fight for their land, who fight for their property, and whose land is taken away by multinational companies and other powerful parties. Also, I'm standing here to declare my support for Jai Jagat, for women who are landless. And our own cultural and social practices and prejudices are hindering their right to land. And finally, I'm also standing here to reflect my support for democracy. Something that we need to discuss, something that we need to talk about more than before. So altogether, finally I have to say, no matter where you come from, what what color do you wear, what you represent, we are all equal. And therefore, we all have to stand for our rights, including our right to land. Thank you very much, and I would say, Jai Hai, Jai Jagat.
And we have someone that coming from very far away, 12 hours different with New Delhi, 12 or 13. He is David Rubio from Ecuador, Latin America.
Yes, I come from Ecuador, literally from the other side of the world. But I think we share a very important thing, particularly with this country, with India. India is one of the most diverse countries in the world. So, it's my country. But all this beautiful social and environmental diversity is being reduced because the pressures over our social and environmental ecosystems. We've been contesting as a country. The social movements in the country are strong, and they have been facing a lot of challenges, harassments from any kind, from private to the government, but they stand, and they've been having as a priority to challenge the current development model, what I think is fully compatible with Jai Jagat. So, we managed to put this new concept of development even in our constitution. Sumak Kausai, which is one of the words of one of our indigenous languages for well-being, has been included as a constitutional concept. But unfortunately, it was 10 years ago we changed the constitution, but unfortunately, even this concept has been used against peoples, against the environment, to match the standard development model. So we have to take actions. We have to march. And Jai Jagat should be spread all over the world, including the other side of the world. So I thank you for everyone to invite us here, to invite us joining our voices, and I think together we are more powerful. Jai Jagat, Jai Jagat, Jai Jagat, marchamos ya, marcha ya, todo el mundo vencerá.
This is Spanish version of the Jai Jagat. Thank you, David Rubio from Ecuador. Now we have Mr. Shah Mobin Jindabai from Bangladesh.
Thank you. On behalf of Bangladesh, also behalf of the Bangladeshi people who are deprived and disempowered and tortured, I would like to thank you all from their perspective. You know, Bangladesh and India has a good friendship, historically, culturally, and at the moment, economically also. We have so many similarities in the Bangla, Sanskrit, except the English. So I would like to say and salute the Jai Jagat. We call it in Bangla, Joy Jagat. Jai Jagat and the Joy Jagat. Okay? And then we are 5 members of ILC member in Bangladesh. We have discussed and we have the consensus 100% to explore this support and cooperation to this movement like Global March of Jai Jagat for peace and justice. I think this is a heartfelt congratulation to invite me to say something, and I would like to thank to the leader of Ekta Parishad, Mr. Rajgopal, who is very cordial to me, as well as the madam, my mom, very respectable to me, the Ji. Also, on behalf of Bangladesh people, we would like to pay the homage to our great leader, Mahatma Gandhi, who has significant sacrifices for the rural people, those who were disempowered, tortured, oppressed, violent. There was no any access to the human rights, whose contribution is really appreciable. So we have the salute to these marchers, and I hope it will be successful and we will get the opportunity to ensuring the land rights as well as the human rights in our, not only the continent, all over the world. Thank you very much. Dhanyabad. I enjoyed your work. Once again, I would like to say the salam, namaskar, and a good afternoon, as well as the juhar, those who doesn't have the say no. So thank you very much.
Okay, last but not least, Mr. Daulat Ram, one of our members from India. Please.
जय जगत साथियों, मेरा नाम दौलत राम है और लाइन फोरम इंडिया की तरफ से हम इधर आए हैं। यह न्याय और शांति के लिए विश्व यात्रा खास करके भारत के लिए बहुत ही महत्वपूर्ण है, जहाँ पर आज भी जातिपात विद्यमान है, छुआछूत विद्यमान है, लोगों के साथ हमेशा कहीं न कहीं अत्याचार हो रहा है, धर्म के नाम पर लड़ाइयाँ हो रही हैं, जमीन के नाम पर लोगों की जानें जा रही हैं। तो ये खास करके भारत के लिए बहुत ही महत्वपूर्ण है और ये दुनिया के साथ साथ यहाँ के जो भी दलित हैं, गरीब हैं, उपेक्षित हैं, आदिवासी हैं, उनके लिए एक न्याय जरूर मिलेगा। मैं पूरे सदन से भी एक अपेक्षा करना चाहता हूँ, हमारे संविधान में जो संविधान के मूल्य हैं, मूल्य समता, स्वतंत्रता, बंधुत्व और न्याय, दूसरा जो संविधान के मौलिक अधिकार हैं, जो हमारे 6 मौलिक अधिकार हैं, वो अगर खास करके मैं अपने भारत देश के लिए कह रहा हूँ कि अगर वो लागू हो जाए तो ये शायद जो गांव में अंतिम व्यक्ति है, दलित है, उपेक्षित, आदिवासी हैं, उनको उनके लिए न्याय मिल सकता है और पूरी दुनिया में शांति मिल सकती है। हम लाइन इंडिया फोरम की तरफ से हम लोग इस यात्रा के पूरा साथ है, इस यात्रा के पार्ट के रूप में रहेंगे और जो भी हो सकता है वो हम लोग तन मन धन से साथ हैं।
the second.
Thank you very much. We still have another one from Botswana. You will wonder who is he, but he is actually from Botswana. I would like to come for Botswana citizen.
I know I don't look like it, but I'm an African. And I would like to share with you a proverb from my country. It says, Moto ki moto, gabatu babamwe. Moto ki moto, gabatu babamwe. It means, literally, a person is a person through other people. If I explain it, what it means is we reach our humanity as individuals by the way that we relate and work and live with other people. So our full humanity only comes by being together and allowing other people to express their full humanity. And I can't think of a better bit of wisdom from my country that Jai Jagat embodies, of people from around the world coming together and together traveling through, meeting other people from other countries, sharing their humanity and taking a common message to the United Nations. We will be there in Geneva 1 year from now to welcome the marches, and we look forward to that. Maybe there will even be a march in Botswana, my country. When I wrote to my family to tell them about Jai Jagat, they said, we want to march in Botswana. So maybe even Botswana will be there. Thank you.
Okay, thank you. Finally, we complete all the solidarity message from us. And again, we are in solidarity with you, with the participant of the Global March to Geneva. Might be we cannot be a part of the physically walking from Delhi to Geneva, but our spirit from all over the countries where we represent will be with this march until Geneva. And I would like to hand over this mic. But and also would like to inform you that we also collect some small things that we're going to hand over by mic to Razgova or Zil. I think we have something that spontaneously we collect just today. Yeah, and by then I'll see solidarity messages. Things. Thank you.
तो साथियों अभी आपने सुना काफ़ी सारे स्टेटमेंट आए, तो ज़्यादातर लोगों ने अंग्रेजी में बात की, मैं पूरा अनुवाद तो नहीं करूँगा, लेकिन जो सॉलिडारिटी स्टेटमेंट था वो फिलीपींस, स्लोवानिया, नेपाल, थाईलैंड, मंगोलिया, इंडोनेशिया, कंबोडिया, फिलीपींस, श्रीलंका, इक्वाडोर, बांग्लादेश और बोत्सवाना, तो इतने सारे देशों से जो है वो समर्थन लेके जो है वो आए हैं। उन्होंने बहुत सारी महत्वपूर्ण बातें कही, लेकिन फिलहाल इस पूरी टीम की तरफ से जय जगत के लिए, राजा जी और जिल बहन के लिए वो अपना सहयोग देना चाहते हैं। तो एक बार जोरदार ताली बजाएंगे।
So we have expressed our institutional support, but we are also people, we are also individuals. You've inspired us not only in the work we do, but you've inspired us as human beings. And so this is from our heart, and it's a signifier of the much bigger love and support and spirit that we have for you, and we give it to you.
उन्होंने कहा कि हम सब अलग अलग संगठनों के प्रतिनिधि हैं, लेकिन यहाँ एक संगठनों के प्रतिनिधि के तौर पे नहीं, बल्कि एक सहयोगी के बतौर हम लोग जो भी सहयोग दे सकते थे उसे एक व्यक्तिगत सहयोग के बतौर जो है हम लोग इसको देना चाह रहे हैं, और हमें विश्वास है कि हमारा दिया हुआ सहयोग निश्चित तौर पे इस पूरे अभियान को आगे बढ़ाने में मददगार साबित होगा। इनका जोरदार तालियों से उनका धन्यवाद करेंगे।